rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Osman Sharif Ibrahim, joined in 1977, completed 1980.
Omar Qasim Abikar, same class, 77 to 80.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mukhtar Ibrahim Sarar, known as Jelu, 1977, 1980.
Amujambo, naitwa Abdullah Ibrahim Ali, aka Kabreta, 1977, 1980. We decided to sit here as a group because we were the last class when the Malimu left. Thank you very much.
Jama Malimu, my name is Mahbub Maalim Mohammed, 1971 to 1974.
Okay, thank you very much. Malim, your introduction will be later, inshallah, during your speech. Quick observation, Malimu. In front of you, the kids that were under your care 50 years ago. They were at the tender age of 14 to 18 years. Around 13, 14 for Form 1, 17 to 18 Form 4. And today, they're all over 60 years. They're all over 60 years. The youngest, the group of Senator Dr. Abdullahi, I can say it should be early 60s. Some of us are almost approaching 70. So that is one observation. Next observation, Malimu, in front of you are professors, members of parliament, former senators, engineers, retired senior government officers, ambassadors, MD, mention any profession, they're all here. If I talk about each person and his title today, we should be here the whole day. So I won't talk about that. So generally, there are guys who have handled, different titles in life. That is the student in front of you. These are the young student, 14 years old, up to 17 years old. Today they are professors and different cadres. That's one thing. Also, among the boys, among the old men anyway, they're not boys anymore. Among the old men, a girl called Nouri Abdullahi. This reminds me of 1974 incident where Taita Towet, who was the minister, came to Wajir Secondary School with all the PEOs. Those days they used to call it PEOs, not PDEs, professional education officers, the 8 PEOs and the PS. And then he saw 3 girls in a crowd of boys of 160. Those days, you remember, we had only one stream. Each stream was 40 students. So 160 students, there are only 3 girls among the students. So Towet was very keen enough. He told the PS, why are these girls here? Then he said, you have to make sure that these girls leave this school, look for them a good school girls' school next time. That's how the 3 of them, the late Zainab Ali Ido, went to Kaga Girls in Meru. Nuria and Amina went to Mulango Girls in Kitui. Nuria now, it's not that young lady who used to know. This is a grandmother, just like all of us. We are all grandfathers. And Nuria is an author. I'm sure you must have seen a book. Oh, the book, yes. She's an author of a book. At the same time nowadays, she's also a founder of a Peace University that's coming up in Wajir. They're planning to have a fundraising in February next year, inshallah. So please join us. There's a books here. Try to promote her. The book is only 1,500. And then there's a booklet, a pamphlet on the university, the Peace University. This is free. This is free. You can come and pick any time. The books are there, 1,500. Let's try to promote our sister. Malimu, with that background, today you must be a very proud person. With all these cadres, different levels, Mahbub Maalim, whom I'm going to talk about him later, is the last assignment he had, apart from currently he's the chairman of Equalization Fund, but before Before that, Mahbub was the executive director of IGAD, the regional level. So we have gone even beyond the level of the country. Mahbub has gone even to regional level, and we are very proud of him. I'll talk to him about him later anyway. So with that, I would like to invite Mahbub Maalim to give a speech on the primary purpose of the meeting. The organizing committee chose Ambassador Engineer Mahbub Maalim for two reasons. One, he is from the oldest cohort of Dunia Tena. Mahbub was former 71 until 74. So you joined 74, by then you are Form 4s. Two of his classmates are here, Commissioner Hassan Hamashek and Engineer Tube. 1974, I think there are only three of them now, yeah. The three of them, yeah. So we chose, and Siraji, sorry, but though Siraji made a mistake, he said he finished 75. You finished 74, my brother. I'm just trying to pull your legs anyway. So the organizing committee chose Mahbub because of that. One reason is because he's from the oldest cohort. And the second reason why you chose him to grace this important opening remarks is because Mahbub has attained the highest level we can think about in civil service. The only job he did not get is the chief of staff, chief of civil service. But he was a PS in two different ministries. But he jumped and even promoted, got bigger job as executive director of IGAD. So with that, Engineer Mahbub, Karevi Tafadali, and say a few words on the primary purpose of this meeting.
Is this working properly? Well, I think, Mwalimu, it's not good to pull a first one at your former teacher, like this gentleman has done, because I think it's not very true that he chose me to speak both some of the things he's talked about. I think the truth is, in his wisdom, he thought I was the oldest person in the room. You should just have said that, my friend, because I have no problem with that. So, but in any case, I was so happy that I got this opportunity to speak in this honorable gathering in your presence, Mwalimu, somebody I have very, very high respect for, and who I last saw, save for a few minutes when we had the 60th anniversary in Wajir, after 51 years, exactly 51 years, because I left school in November of 1974, then I never met Mwalimu again. And I must sincerely thank Madam Nouria. Apparently, Madam Nouria is somebody who joins people, who has never left the previous camaraderie relationships up to now. She's an author, she wants to open a university, she gets all these things done, she is in touch with Mwalimu and many other friends with all of us. So really, Nouria, we can't thank you much. Sincerely speaking, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So Mwalimu saw herself, and Abdullah Noor also, really, when we were trying to organize this, I must admit, I was just a very passive participant. So himself and Nouria and the group are really very active trying to get us together, to whip us together, so that this becomes a success. Of course, we are supporting, but those who do the actual work, and he was one of them, so we thank him too. And Kano Yanyura, Kano, that gentleman retired from the military when he was the rank of colonel. So they never lose their titles, these boys and girls from the military. So he was also very active with this. And then somebody who's not here, Mwalimu, I must mention, it will be very, very not thankful if I don't mention him. And he did not give me permission to mention him, and he doesn't even know I was going to mention him, and if I wrong him, I apologize. It's Captain Hussein Anshur. Captain Hussein Anshur is the proprietor for Bluebird Aviation, the gentleman who gave us a plane that time when you came to Ajia. He's a philanthropist, really. When I was in civil service in various senior levels, I remember some of my work included a lot of visits, both in the country and outside the country. And a lot of times, I would go to their company for service. So either him or two of his colleagues would fly us to different places in Kenya, and even outside Kenya. And every time we land somewhere, we normally ask the pilot to come with us, because there's normally either breakfast or lunch or something there. But we never see them, only to realize later that they had projects everywhere we landed. It's much later I discovered that Hussein and his colleagues are not with us all that. They just get us there, ask us what time do you come back, and then they disappear. The reason was everywhere that we went, it was either a classroom under construction, or a school under construction, or a mosque, or students who were being paid fees for, who they wanted to interview. So may God bless him and his company, really. And he's not the kind of guys who shout around to tell us how rich they are, because we don't care how rich you are, isn't it? Do you care how rich somebody is? Does anybody care? Isn't it? So we really thank him too. He's not here now, but I know he's with us in spirit. And I've not been told by anybody, but I have no doubt in my mind that he has also participated in this. So Mwalimu, as Abdullah said here, there are all types of people. A notable person who is also not here with us is Professor Qasim Sheikh Farah. Qasim Omar Sheikh Farah, son of the former education officer, who was my classmate. He's in our cohort, 71, 74. Very clever guy, very, very clever. I remember there are two brothers, him and his brother Hassan, who passed. He died as a provincial commissioner. So Qasim, I have never done better than him in class, even in a quiz. Even in a quiz, I remember. Very, very clever guy, very hardworking, and he's professor. And Malibu, these days, you know, everybody who teaches a lesson part-time in some funny backstreet university calls himself or herself professor. Now, Qasim is a professor, but he's not well now. I talked to him last night, and he said, I should greet you. And next time he's well, I will try my best to link him with yourself. So all types of people here, Washimwa, Daktari Hapa, Senator, and many people here who are very high level caliber students of yours. So we thank you so much, Mwalimu, so much. I am particularly very, very elated and happy to be here to meet you and welcome you. This is a great day. It's a great day of reunion after 51 years. You are still standing tall and lean with the same kind of voice. I read somewhere one time that internationally, voice identification is allowed as evidence in a criminal proceedings everywhere in the world. So I was sitting in Wajir High School University, and then I think I missed when you were called, but I heard you speak. So I looked up, because that voice rang something in my head. I said, oh, this is Mwalimu, because it's the same voice that I used to hear when you taught literature in English in 1974 in our class. I never remember the books that were set books that year. One of it was Song of Lawina, Song of a Chol. I remember you were very passionate about it, explaining No Longer at Ease, and I think the other was The Lions and the Jewel. And at that time I picked the art of English language scrutiny and understanding the background meaning of general sentences that you would otherwise understand it differently. And we picked our reading skills and our understanding and improved our speech as a result of the lessons that you taught. So this is a great day, Walimu, and it's good to meet you and your family. Family, you have a great dad, I'm sure you know, but we want to reiterate the fact that it's not only you who know. We also know, and that it's not only you he brought up, he brought all of us up. We interacted with him when we were very young. I was 17 when I was in Form 4, and you mentored us, you trained us, and you served our school and our province at a very difficult time, very, very difficult time. In fact, I remember I would travel on the back of a lorry from Garissa, and it was not even obvious that you'll get the ability to fly, to ride on the back of the lorry. You had to walk with your bag in your hands around town for many days before you can find a lorry that's going to Wajir. So you went in, and some of the lorries would terminate in Madagascar, for example. I remember riding on the back of a lorry with our teachers, several of our teachers, who would either come from other parts of Kenya, come to Siolo, then come to Madagascar, they get stuck. Then we also come from Garissa, we all meet there, and we're all riding in the back of a lorry with the teachers. So maybe as you speak, you'll talk to us about your transportation, how difficult it was for you. But transportation was very, very difficult. Infrastructure was very, very difficult. And not many people from other parts of Kenya, because there were very few qualified trained teachers at that time who were qualified to teach in high schools, who would want to come to other parts of the country, particularly in our area at that time. So you really sacrificed, having served there for 4 full years. So really, I think this is a time, because Northeastern Province was called nothing except problems at that time. So civil servants would do everything, every single thing under the sun, not to serve there. So you endured, and we thank you so much for that. So the gathering today, Mwalimu, is to thank you and to respect the service that you provide to us. It's a Thanksgiving, is an opportunity to reconnect and re-engage and get each other's contacts. Now the contacts make sense, because then you can keep somebody on tab for the rest of your lives. It was not so, not long ago. I remember there are many friends that I used to interact in different places in the world. I can't get them anymore, because at that time, then the facility that is in our hands today was not there. This email structure, web structure, then this other web, was not there at that time. So now you lose people. But I think now this is an important time for us to be able to reconnect. So we remember the kind of work you did for us. We remember the kind of discipline inculcation that you entrusted on us. We had some of us have personal interaction, have had personal interaction with you. I remember one case myself. It's very not easy for a small boy to interact with the headmaster. But one time I was forced to interact with the headmaster because there was a case. There was an investigation going on, and I had no idea about it. So after the class, the headmaster asked me, "Can you please this afternoon dress in your uniform, and which dormitory are you in?" And I said, "Sir, I'm in green dormitory." He said, "Can you at 2 p.m. stand outside the dormitory? The OCPD, he was called Mr. Matalanga, is going to come and pick you up. He said he wanted to talk to you." And he said, the headmaster said, "I don't know why, but if you come back, come through my house and let me know you are back. But if I don't see you by about 4, I'll probably follow up." That's what you said. What happened was in April of 1974, you recommended a few of us to be employed as clerks. Those days, not many people would knew how to write and read. So we were employed as clerks to do the voter registration. So we went to Aboswen. So I was in Aboswen, and I was a couple of people. And then the aspirant at that time, the late, he was called Ahmed Abdi Ogle. Then there was his brother. In the Somali culture, if you are from different mothers but same father, it's okay for you to have the same names. So you could have Ahmed from this mother, and then Ahmed Yare or somebody from the other mother. So there was another Ahmed Abdi Ogle also, who was our colleague, who also was a clerk around there. So I think somebody picked up the 2 Ahmeds, and then a case was made, and then it was alleged that that member of parliament registered more than once. So a serious investigation was going through, and then those of us who were clerks were all rounded up to try and put up a piece of a case together to charge him. So I think the OCBD asked you to let me make a statement, but the goodness was I knew all the Ahmeds well. So I just stood my ground and said, "Look, I was in that station, and that Ahmed under question registered only once. However, there are 2 other Ahmeds, who are his brothers, who could have registered. Whether they did, I don't know, but in my station, it's only the MP who did it." Towards the end of the day, it was all over. And then for about maybe half an hour or so, then I came back and I reported to you that I was back. And then you asked me what was it about, and I told you what the issue was. I said, "Okay, well, all that starts well, ends well, so go back to class." So we had all this kind of personal interaction with you. You are kind, and we reminisce you of a lot of things that you inculcated us at that time. So we're happy to see you. We're happy to see you many years later. We're happy to see your family. We will thank God that we are healthy and alive, and that not many of us who have been that time are A, alive, B, alive, but probably not healthy. and another the kind of station we're in. So we're happy that this has been so. We thank everybody who was involved in this. We thank you for your time. I mean, it is a great respect for us by you to have traveled from home all the way here to accept to meet with us. That is actually much bigger than offering you tea here. And then so really, what do you call, we're much obliged to respect you accorded us. So Mwalimu, thank you so much. God bless you. Mwalimu, I learned in Wajir when we were there that Madam Mwalimu was also a Mwalimu in Wajir Private School. I didn't know that until that time. You don't ask questions. You don't ask many questions about the headmaster when you're a student. But Mwalimu, thank you so much. God bless you, and we're good to see you. And from now henceforth, I'll get the number. I promise we'll interact. And when Professor Kasim is up and running, I told him last night, I promised him that I will also link him up with you. Thank you so much, Abdullahi, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Mahbub. Thank you for remembering about Anshur. Actually, you called me and you said something, an urgent engagement crop up, so he cannot be able to come. And he sent his apologies and greetings to all of you. The next on our agenda is a very interesting agenda, and I'll tell you why. It's an open session. The open session, people will be given 2 to 3 minutes maximum, and I'm not calling you here to give a speech. What I want you to do, and this is a request, is that when somebody is given a chance, please try to remember some memorable moments, just like the way you remembered Engineer Mahbub, storytelling, anecdotes, something interesting at least you can remember in the school, instead of give a long speech. Something interesting that you have come across while you're Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, whatever, during the time of Mwalimu Ndirangu. I've got many of them, but one which always I remember whenever, I always laugh, when I'm alone, even every time when I'm alone, is that that was 1973. We had a teacher, a Swahili teacher called Paul Mwangi. You remember? Paul Mwangi? Am I right? Sharif? Paul Mwangi, yes. And then one day, Paul Mwangi came to the class and wrote on the board this phrase in Swahili said, punde si punde. Punde si punde. He wrote the phrase, punde si punde. Then he said, can anybody tell me punde si punde in Somali? Then Hussein Abdul Nur, who was the late, now he died since. Hussein Abdul Nur stood up, raised his hand, and said, can I answer Mwalimu? Go ahead. He said, in Somali, we said, Muga and Mugis. Muga and Mugis. So I've got many stories, but anyway, for now, I don't want to take much of your time. I want to hand over the floor to everybody, whoever is interested, to say, and you don't have to talk. You don't have to talk. It's not lazima to onge, but if you want to talk, please feel free. Karibu Mheshimiwa Adan Haji. This is the current member of parliament for Takaba. Karibu. He was 75 class. He finished 75. Come and say hi to Mwalimu. So, Nana atakuwa mtu wa kwanza, 2 minutes. Just raise your hand if you want to.
Buketi chini.
Please add flavor to the story, add flavor to the speech. It's interesting. Memorable moments.
I think I will start. And this thing will hide me. I'm not disabled. Now, mine is the impact that Mr. J.G. Ndirangu had on me is that I ended up becoming a teacher, and I ended up being a headmaster like him. And the fire he lit in, the spark he lit in me ended up being celebrated the way we are celebrating him today. People eulogize when others pass away. We want to eulogize you when you are alive and healthy. And one of the most interesting things, Bwana JG, is that I remember when you taught us the animal farm. And that today has, in our own way, our Kenyan animal farm. That the Kenyan farm, at one time was called Gatundu Farm, then it changed to Kabarak Farm, then it changed to Odaya Farm, then it changed to Echaweri, and today is Sugoi Farm. And the animals are all there. Some in the weather, and I'm happy that a politician is here. There's a spirited effort for politicians to box us into they and us. And we want it to be known that we are all the animals and the politicians are the farmers and they are the ones who are keeping us tethered to trees. We want to know that this is the only space that we have in this country. There is nothing like they, there is nothing like us. We are one. That spirit of discovering, we want people to know today that a man from Nyeri is being celebrated by people from Northeastern Province because you made an impact on our lives. The 2 minutes are over? Okay. You know, we are being a teacher and you have not been given a microphone for a long time. So please feel welcome. We appreciate you. We want your children and your grandchildren to know that the tree he has planted is today having a very big impact on the rest of life. Be blessed, feel at any one time that you are being appreciated. Even if you have not heard, it was in whispers. Today we are saying it loud and clear that we appreciated the impact you had on our lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mwalimu. Mwalimu, one thing I should also tell you is that today, if Ukuyu elders come to Northeastern Province to meet our Somali elders, I wouldn't be surprised that most of these guys will be there. Now they're in that category now. If you're above 60, you're an elder anyway. Next. 2 minutes. Just add flavor.
Mwalimu, the only thing I can remember is the change of our breakfast. As the headmaster of the school, you told us tea is taken by the grandmothers in Kikuyuni. So you must take uji. But it was a lesson. It's a lesson because of the diet change. It really gave us what sort of cultural relationship with the other Kenyans. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, a few things I remember. Kwanza nashukuru mwalimu, na nashukuru mama, Madam Ndirangu. Grandchildren, we are grateful to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Decorum.
I think with me,
things that I can very much remember. For one, I must appreciate he made me the line hall prefect when I was still in Form 3. So that one I appreciate. And in my school leaving certificate, which still I have, and I normally see is written, excellent line hall prefect with your signature there. But above all, in our class, I think we did. There was no Islamic religious IRE, but we did CRE.
Yeah.
So we were 4 of us. Sharif is here. Khalif who passed away. We were 4 of us. You started with us. You are our teacher. So one of the things that I can remember very well is the Lord's Prayer. Father, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom shall come. And I used to have a Somali Bible, and the translation, when I used to look at it, so as I read the Bible, sometimes I could get headache. Then I said, maybe the reason why I'm getting the headache is because of reading too much of this Bible. So the other important thing that I must appreciate, which I've also learned today, is that teaching is a noble profession. Because they say teaching is a noble profession. And that's why now, you see, 50 years ago, these are your students, 50 years ago, the grandchildren are here, and that's why we appreciate you. So thank you very much, Mwalimu.
I think there are many things that we remember about our headmaster. And one of the qualities of a good teacher is that students imitate. They imitate language and the way you walk. There was one guy called Abdurrahman Ghurba. I don't know, Hassan. Abdullah Hassan. When he talks, you will see this is J.G. Ndirangu. And even the way he walks. But the way I remember is that our headmaster used to put on a white shirt and a white T-shirt and sports shoes which are white. And he will also carry a packet of embassy. Most of us were smokers, but he didn't know. So anytime that this guy is going around with a packet of embassy, we are craving for, And I remember the story that was told by Isa. Yeah. Yusuf Isa. Yeah, Yusuf Isa told me a story one time. He joined Wajir High School, and Hassan Gulet was also one of our teachers. So Yusuf was a smoker. And when Hassan Gulet finished his lesson, he was smoking in front of the staff room. I think it was during preps time. So Hassan, Isa Musa could not, he had the urge for cigarette so much, he approached the teacher, Mwalimu, can you be kind enough to give me, when we are sharing cigarette, you say, Kajari. And then the teacher looked at him and said, well, you have no respect. So I have respect, but the urge is too much. So he gave him a piece of cigarette and 20 shillings to buy a packet of cigarette. So I think that memorable time. The other one was this school change of breakfast, uji. And it actually led to a strike. Students striked against the uji. And the guy who drank that uji was named Jawan, who actually was the head boy of that school at that particular time. So I think down the memory line, the other thing I remember, and I think this is one thing that contributed greatly to the students, when we were in the morning parade, some teachers would say, these Somali students are unteachable. Unteachable. But I've never had a single day where JG said these students are unteachable. And they are teachable, from what we can see today. These people are not only teachable, but they are also able to teach. So I think we are extremely grateful Because of time, a lot of things cannot be said about you, but all the things that you have done is visible and conspicuous. Thank you.
Mwalimu, it's a honor to have you and your family here today. We are really grateful, and I think the MC did not give us time to hear the beautiful names of your family. Maybe we will do it later on. So mine is just, I don't want to make, because of time, I think we need just to say one or two things. I'm helping the MC. So mine, I just want to reflect on an incident of my classmates. I think some of them here, they can remember. One day we're having a Swahili lesson, and then the Mwalimu said, "Haya, Bibi Nuria, tupatie jawabu." They said, "Allah waku aye, iskakaba." Meaning, he has abused you, defend yourself. So I went to the teacher and said, "Mwalimu, why are you calling Bibi?" He said, "That's a honorable name. It's like, it's a honorable name in Swahili. Yes. That these boys mislead you." So I just wanted to make that. Thank you.
Mwalimu Ndirangu and the family. I had asked to see Judy last time when we were in Wajir, and I could see her this morning after 50 years. And Judy was from 1978, 50 plus. Judy was this size that time, and everybody in Wajir Secondary School knew her. She was a very famous lady. She's still as beautiful as she was that time. So to the children and the grandchildren of Mr. Ndirangu and Mrs. Ndirangu, you must know when you go home, why did all these people invite him and his family after all these years? Must reflect back and think, what is that he has done? What did Mr. and Mrs. Ndirangu do many years ago to be appreciated by all these senior citizens? We are all senior citizens now. What he did was, he was doing his job to the best of his ability. And we had many head teachers, many of them. But there's something which singled him out to be appreciated to this extent. And the story is different today than the way it was 50 years ago. And I think in Islam, we are told to appreciate our teachers, irrespective of the religion. So long as he has taught you something good, you must appreciate your teachers. So that's why we're appreciating Mr. Ndirangu. And I think it is only the students of Wajir Secondary School, among all the schools you taught, who have called you to tell you thank you. I don't know where you went to after you left us. I was in Form 3 when you left, no, Form 1 when you left, no, Form 4, sorry. I was in Form 4 when you left and Mr. Sima took over. So I think you will be telling your other citizens, your neighbors, and everybody else, that there are a group of students whom I used to teach in Wajir who have called me after all these years to see them. So Mwalimu, thank you very much. Your family, Mrs. Ndirangu also, to keep such a man for all these years in a place which used to be called wilderness, it's not a mean feat. She kept him happy, and she kept him coming to school every morning. One, Abdullah, incident I remember very well was that when we were in Form 1, you taught us how to play tennis. Lawn tennis. You could invite even military men, and we used to beat them, and we were in Form 1. Military majors and captains and lieutenants and whatever. We used to beat them. Unfortunately, none of us continued with that, that talent. And I still play once in a while when I have an opportunity in one of these hotels. So Mwalimu, asante sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Before you go to Abdullah, before you talk, I would like to say something. I would like to recognize the presence of Mr. Saeed Al-Ilmi. Mr. Saeed was a class that completed in 1973, a year before you came. By then I was a Form 1. And also Captain Ogle, also who came later. And then who else? Mashimi, I've recognized him. And Sharif Udo, Abdul Karim, Mamo, Commissioner Kushe Hassan. By the way, what I wanted is coming out very clearly. You know, if you could follow formality, today we would have given first position to Mheshimiwa Adan Haji, Senator Ali, Mheshimiwa Rashid Qasim, but what I wanted is, it really came out very well. We're just going to school students. Those young boys, same time friends. Otherwise, there's no formality. If there could be formality, members of parliament and senators will have been given priority, and we'll talk later. Mheshimiwa Adan Haji has got a function. He's leaving us, so I'm not giving because he's a member of parliament. No, he's still 75 class. But I'm giving because he's leaving us for 2 minutes. So excuse me for that, Abdullah. Let me give Mheshimiwa 2 minutes, and then we can continue.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First and foremost, I think I must apologize for having come late. I have a function somewhere within town here going on, a very important function. My daughter is being married today, and therefore I have to run around and fix many things as quickly as possible. And that's why, again, I should be leaving you immediately so that I can continue with that exercise. Otherwise, so I still have that intention. I hope I'll get few volunteers here. I can see engineer is already raising his finger, and another engineer. Engineers are doing, and captain. So I'll organize one of these days. We go there, see how everybody is there, and then come back. I also sincerely thank Mr. Ndirangu for being available all the time. I remember recently in the 60th anniversary of Wajir Secondary School, I was following you online. That day, again, I had a very important function in my constituency. Otherwise, I could be there. So, Mwalimu karibu sana, plus the whole family. Mwalimu, of course, we have been in school for long, and we have had many teachers, many principals, many headmasters, and so on and so forth. Why Mwalimu is so unique is because during his time in Wajir, he was not only a teacher, he was a mentor, he was a guardian, and he was a role model. All of us, we were saying, when I grow up, I'll become like Mwalimu. And we did it. Mwalimu used to teach us literature. And you know literature, for those who are students of Mwalimu, when you are reading the book, it's not the sentences that you are reading. There are issues that you look at right between the lines in literature. And that is what he taught us. For example, just an example. Is Judy around? Oh, you are Judy. One morning, Mwalimu was teaching us literature, and he was saying, you know, sometimes so-and-so might say that, but he or she does not mean that that's what she's saying is from herself. It may be from a second person. You need to look between the line and understand. So Mwalimu said, last night, I came from the army camp at 2 o'clock. From the army camp, I came home at 2 o'clock. Young Judy was wide awake, waiting for me. She was a young Judy. And then I asked her, Judy, why are you awake at this time? Then she said, Baba, where are you coming from this hour of the night? You think those were her words? No! It was somebody else's words. I can never forget. That was literature. Yeah, that was literature. Otherwise, thank you so much. Mwalimu Karibu. I've got already a lot of disciples here. We are coming. Sooner or later, we are coming one day. We shall inform you. I have your contact. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. All colleagues, I'm very happy to see. I think there are only about 3 or 4 people whom I have not met during that time around here, around Wajir. The rest of them, colleagues, people we have worked with, people we are still working together. Thank you so much. Karibuni sana. Asante sana.
Asante sana, Mheshimiwa. Msema Alan Haji was my best man during my wedding. Also, before I give you the chance, I want to recognize the presence of Ibrahim and Kamodo, 77 class. Ahmed Fikrin, mashallah. Okay. The lady, a friend, okay. So continue then. Continue with the 2 minutes. We are still within time anyway, but let's hurry up. But please put a lot of flavor.
Hello.
It's interesting, eh?
Yeah, Mwalimu, this is to, first of all, reintroduce myself, or rather jog your memory. I'm Mohammed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm Mohammed Abdi Abdullahi, the young brother to Omar Abdi Abdullahi, if you can recall. This guy, the old politician who was the head of the board of governors, I believe. And who, as a matter of fact, gave you a lot of trouble.
Mike, bro.
Oh, okay. So, I'm a brother to that guy. And I think there's something that must be told. The family I come from, there was a younger brother of mine who is now, he's an American citizen, by the way. And this guy was expelled from the school during your time. As a matter of fact, it's not an issue now. But, yeah. Is there a press or something? Okay, so, but the important thing is that the lesson in all this is that I went on later on to become a diplomat. I served the ministry, Kenyan Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I served in the Middle East. And I served in Tanzania. My last mission was in Tanzania. There I learned a lot of things. Among other things, the Tanzanian culture. I learned a lot of Swahili. Swahili was not my forte. English was my forte, as a matter of fact. I was good in English. But then there's something I learned. I worked with another Kikuyu. You know, my head of mission was a Kikuyu, a guy from Kiambu. And he was why I'm stating this is that we have no problem with Kikuyus. That man turned out to be my best friend. He used to call me, I remember, Sheikh. Then quite often I'll correct him, tell him, I'm not a Sheikh, but I'm a Haji. I went to the Holy Mosque. Only that, like the Nigerians, we don't use that title. So the point is, it's good to know you, it's good to see you and your family. As a matter of fact, we welcome you, and we're happy to have you to be among us. And that also, this makes a point. The point here is that definitely you're one of us, yeah? And that it must be known, and I believe maybe somewhere along the line, that discussion will come up.
Mm-hmm.
When we went to Wajir, we thought, some of us thought we will have the opportunity, among other things, at least to say something. But unfortunate thing is that politicians hijacked us. However, with a light touch, I want to remember my good classmate, Mohammed Yusuf Nyanyura. Professor, actually, he's a professor now. For those who do not know, he's running a university in Wajir Town, the first university. So there was an incident where, you know, I think there was a guy, a teacher, a guy, this brown guy, I don't recall his name. Huh? Magu, I don't know. But this guy, we were in a situation where we had to state or write our names. I don't know, we had an exercise of sorts. So I wrote, having been influenced, of course, that time by Somalia and developments from across, I wrote my name as Mohammed Abdi Abdullahi, as Muhammad Kabdi Abdullahi. You know, the way I spelled, you know, with the Somali, you know, reading, alphabet. So this teacher takes the books, then after a while, he returns the books to us, to the exercise. Then he reads out our names. Then he says, Muhammad Kabdi Abdullahi. And I believe this is a man who remembers me as, who remembers that name. Anyway, with those few remarks,
thank you.
I say once again.
Thank you very much. Also, I want to recognize the presence of Engineer Noor.
Okay.
Karibu.
So thank you, Abdullahi, also for you guys
Okay.
for organizing this important event.
You know, by the way, you don't have to talk. I mean, it's not masters you should talk anyway. But you feel free.
I remember I made a mistake one time. I went to town. When I came back, I made the mistake to come through the office and near the tennis court. And Mr. Ndirangu called me, told me, what is your number? I told him my index number. And in the morning, I was called, I went to the office. Akanipiga kiboko mbili, akaniambia, I'm making you to be a good man. And that one inspired me. From there, I became a teacher. I became whatever. For 43 years, I've been in education because of Mr. Ndirangu. I went to Ndirangu, I saw his name, JG. I said, this is the JG I know, or another JG. So, you inspired us. And one time you said, if you know, we didn't know about the culture of Kikuyu and all this. He said, if you want to check a Kikuyu is dead, just drop a cent. If he wakes up, he's not dead. That we knew. Kumbe hii watu wanapenda hiyo makelele ya pesa. Then he said, one time he came to our class, he said, you boys, don't disturb my Judy when she's going to school. Then everybody knew Judy, and when she was going and coming back in the evening, everybody knows Judy, and that was what Mr. Ndirangu was. He inspired us. He made us to become teachers. And thank you very much, and God bless you. And what happens now, we are in the same county with him. I stay in Nakuru. I normally go to Nyahururu. I know Sipili. I know all those areas. Then that means you have made us even to come out of our cocoon in Northeastern. Tumekuwa huko watu ya nyumba. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Mwalimu Abdulkarim is a retired district education officer. He retired in Nakuru. Commissioner Ahmed Sheikh, Hassan Sheikh.
Mwalimu, nashukuru. Thank you very much for what you have done for us. We had not met since I left school in 1974. I think about 51 years. The other day, my friend Mahabub, who is my former classmate, told me that we are going to Wajir and we are going to meet our former principal, Mr. Ndirangu. I'm settled in Nakuru with my colleague. I immediately told him, yes, I'm prepared. I will accompany you to Wajir. He said, are we going by road or by air? And he said he was going to go to Wajir a bit earlier than the rest. He said we'll go together because I've not been to Wajir for the last 51 years. The moment we did our O levels, that's the last time I visited Wajir. So I was excited going back to our original place. And we stayed again 2 days after the function was over. Mwalimu, I'm in Nakuru, I'm in Lanet, and I think Nyahururu is just very close. It's just a tarmac road from Lanet, you go to Dondori, and then Olkalau, and then Nyahururu. Apparently, I've worked in Laikipia during my time as an administrator. I don't know whether you live in Nakuru, in Laikipia, or in Nyandarua district. You're in Laikipia. Then you must have been my subject at any one time. But I didn't know. I didn't know. But I've worked in Laikipia for quite some time, in Rumuruti area, settling all those disputes and whatever. And then, of course, most of my career was in Rift Valley, dealing with all those clashes. If you want to ask more, maybe you can ask me about those clashes in Rift Valley. We managed, because not only you, my primary school teachers were all from central Kenya. And most of my classmates were named Kikuyus, were given Kikuyu names. One of them, I'm sure, many of them have passed away, but there was one in Njoroge who became an engineer. You remember Abdullah? Yes. In Njoroge?
I'm Sheikh Adam.
Ahmed Sheikh, yes. And then there was Kamau.
From Kamau.
And then there was Kabage. Below Kabage has not come.
Below Kabage.
Kabage, yeah, he was named because he had big ears. Eh? And then we had Geduke. Geduke was Bashir Ma'al Ali. Bashir was short and stout, so they called him Geduke. So we had very good relations with teachers from central Kenya. I later learned that most of the teachers who were teaching us in primary school were from Kiambu. And one teacher who really molded me, particularly in geography lessons, was a man called Evanson Shauri Waweru. Evanson was our teacher from class 1 in primary up to class 7. And then there was Michael Umburu, who was also our head teacher in primary school. And then there's George Karari. There was also another David Kungu. So it's not, the people who brought us up were actually from Mount Kenya region. I never saw a Kalenjin or a Muluya, or I saw one teacher, Mujaluo, who was our science teacher in secondary school. I forgot, he was Ojuang, I think. He was called Ojuang. So, Tunasema, thank you very much. I had a lot of contact. Now I'm settled in an area populated by Kikuyus because of the relationship we developed over the years. And most of my kids are speaking Kikuyu now. If pengine we visit you one of the days, maybe you'll have a chat with them. And Nasema, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nashukuru mwalimu.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner.
we were brought to the school by an MP, a member of parliament, who promised to pay our fees for. And Malimu, you allowed us to learn. But 1 year down the line, the MP did not even come back to his constituency, leave alone paying the school fees. But for your kindness, you allowed us, me and a fellow student, to continue learning for the first year. And we really thank you. I really thank you. I still remember that, gesture, Walimu. And I went ahead with the school, with the learning, and around the third year, Form 3 and Form 4, you organized for me a bursary with social services. And that helped me complete my learning, Malimu. Thank you very much. And from there, I went to Egerton College, where I did a diploma. Then joined the government and went back to Egerton for further studies, for undergraduate and masters. And now I'm working with an international NGO in Somalia as a director. And I always remember you and Malimu Suma for the contributions I've made. And the other teachers who joined us when we were in Form 4, Malim Yare, Khalif, and some others who have really contributed to our studies. So Malimu, I'm happy to see you today. I think from that time I'm seeing you today. I saw in the clips when you went to Wajir. I couldn't join. I really wanted to join that time, but I said thank you, Malimu, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Ahmed Abdul Yusuf. I'm also called Guinea. Maybe you can remember that name. I was in the class of 75. I had the fortune or the misfortune of being the youngest person who entered the school in that year. And today, first two important things happened during that time, Mwalimu. Maybe I will remind even the others. The first double stream started with us. And I think we achieved that through your own initiative. You made sure that in 1975, that school became a double stream. That is one thing which happened that year. The second thing is, in that year, the Form 1s came with a new uniform, which I'm wearing today as remembrance. A light blue shirt and a khaki long trouser. No, the jacket is just an addition because of the cold weather of Nairobi. Or you want me to remove it also? Okay. Some few things I can remember with Mwalimu, as my colleague said, my colleague. You are a fine sportsman, and you have taught us especially lawn tennis. And during that time, we were actually what we call the ball boys. When you are playing tennis, we used to collect the balls. That's what ball boys always do. But in the process, we became good players also, as he said. And so I think at this age, you are still energetic because you have been a sportsman. That long tennis must have assisted you. One other occasion which I remember most is during one time, I had a friend or a colleague who was in Form 3 that time, a black Arab. He was called Faisal, I think. Faisal Faraj. Faisal Faraj. One day we came late. I think it was a Friday. We came late from town. We never had lunch. It was around 3 o'clock. So Faisal told me, we never had lunch and we are late. Let's go to the dining hall straight from town. We are going to get some food there. Faisal took us to the dining hall around 4 o'clock. Unfortunately, the cook was not there at that time, but the other boys who were assisting were there. So he knew the boys. He talked to them, and then he brought us a jug of meat and containing meat and some potatoes. So we sat under that tree with a big table. We started eating the meat. Before we finished, we saw Mr. Yusuf Arere, the cook, coming from very far. So me, I was innocent. I started shaking. Now Faisal told me, Yusuf is my friend, don't worry. Let's continue eating. But now Yusuf was a very serious cook. In fact, you will never see him smiling. So he came, he saw what we were doing. He never even talked to us. He collected the meat. He took the jug out of the place. So I told Faisal, what are you saying that this guy is your friend? Yusuf came to you, I think. He reported us to you. The headmaster. So the next morning, or it was a Monday, I think, we were called in the headmaster's office, me and Faisal. And then there was that famous or infamous black book. We were caned for stealing meat. Me and I think we were the first ones who were ever entered in the book for stealing meat. And the last. Now coming to the other occasions as a teacher, I was not a good literature student, but I'm a scientist. Actually, I'm a surveyor by profession. But in Form 1, you are teaching us literature. You are teaching us literature, mostly poems. So one day, you are teaching us about, I don't remember exactly the topic, but it was about the smell of money. It concerned the smell of money. I happened to be sitting in the front class, the front seat in Form 1. So as you are teaching us, you removed a 5-shilling note from your pocket and told me to smell the money. Unfortunately, you are a big smoker, so I smelled tobacco from you. Then I said, it's the smell of tobacco. But then you told us now, how about the one of the ladies who are selling milk in the market? Because our ladies used to wear this guntina, and they put their money somewhere here. So you said, How about the money which the missionary is having? So, I think I don't have much more to tell. Thank you very much. You have inspired us, both as sportsmen. In fact, during your time, we are playing lawn tennis, badminton, even other local, small games like badminton. What was that other one called where people were playing, throwing stones here and there? The one which was for money. Monopoly.
Thank you. I want to thank all those who have made this occasion possible, because some of us are meeting one another after 50 years plus. And we thank God for this occasion. The invitation here, our Mwalimu has got also other benefits. It has brought other people together also. Because I was greeting this morning, I can see Brother Cobra there. And Muhammad Ali Ben, Sharif Sabdo, of course, Senator is my local senator there in Wajir, and the area MP around. Sharif, thank you very much, all of you. I want to say this. You came to Wajir with an open mind, and in a very difficult time. The Shifter War was ending then, and that area was just Public Order Act operations. You didn't believe in that. You know, why people remember you is because you are what you are. You are not hiding anything. We are your students, and you are our parents. You still are. That's why people have a lot of affection towards you. Others were calling, some teachers were calling us bandits, shifters, and many other names. And some of us came from that war zone from 1963 all the way to 77, 78. It came all the way to 1980. So we were in a war zone, but he made the climate of his school much better. You understood the environment. That's how it was. But I don't see any of you talking about any monos here from Wajir Primary School who joined in 1975 in you. You didn't see the lady, the teacher, the Mwalim, Miss Ndirangu. You didn't see her. You saw her. Why didn't you mention? Any other mono? Any other mono who joined the school 76? 77? Oh, Natia. Mukamondo. Karibu sana. He's from Yeri. Nyaururu. Eh? Kamonda. Kamonda, karibu sana. Karibu sana. Now, thank you very much, Pana MC, and all those who have organized. Mwalimu, we thank you very much, and Madam Ndirangu, and the grandchildren here. Judy is famous, but I saw her also complaining that she's not been recognized. We recognize you, and wabile mwisho, baby ile mwisho, ametoka. We also recognize you, and all the grandchildren. My brother-in-law here,
tunakuja kuchukua hiyo inaitwa nini? Dawari yetu tunakuja kuchukua. Asante sana. Asante. Lazima alipe. Asante sana.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Hamid Al Ilmi, Mwalimu Ndirangu, Mama Ndirangu, and the Ndirangu clan. Greetings to you all. I have two memories which I want to share with you. How many of you remember 27th of June 1977? Anybody remember that day? Yes. What happened? It was the independence of Djibouti. At that time, the Ogaden War was also raging. Of course, that had an impact on the school because most of us were tuned to Radio Mogadishu and we could hear the coverage of the late Auke, Ahmed Hassan Auke. And we used to hear most the nationalistic songs which were played at that time. Anyway, at that time what happened was we planned to celebrate the independence of Djibouti. So a group of us, one of that group is here with us today, Mohammed Abdullahi, and Noor, Engineer Noor, but a group of us got together, climbed Yellow Dormitory, and organized a celebration. Somehow, because of the noise we're making and all the chaos we created, the school administration, I think the headmaster became aware. It so happened that within that week, a letter was sent to the Daily Nation. Somebody claiming that he was going to start the Northern Frontier District Liberation Movement. A group of us were arrested. Engineer Noor, myself, Mohammed Abdullahi, and the late Hassan Below. Mohammed Salam was not arrested. He confessed later. Yeah, but was not arrested that day. Anyway, we were arrested by somebody called Mr. What was Gidai, yes. We were threatened. We were told you're not going to sit for your exams. We were made to fill 3 exercise books with a copy of the letter. I think the reason why we were picked on is because our handwritings were similar. Most of us had similar handwriting. I don't know whether Malimu remembers that incident, but after a few weeks of being chased up and down, we were ready, let's go. Another thing which I want to mention is, Mwalimu, I owe you a great debt myself because you have inspired me to read a lot. The book that you taught us, literature, River Between, 50 years ago, I think. I can still remember up to now the plot. I remember Muzechege. I remember Wayaki. I remember Nyambura. I remember Muthoni. I remember the cultural conflict between the foreigners and the locals. So that is a debt for me personally. And I think that's enough for me. Thank you very much.
Bismillah. Mine is first to thank our mentor, Ndirangu. I was relatively very young, very inconsequential, maybe even relatively very young. Mahbub and many others can still be able to remember. That's why you may not be able to remember. But one thing that stood very strongly is your gait, your height, and the way you used to put on, many have said, the white trouser, the shirt, and the cape. And Judy also put the same attire, walking with the rack, coming all the way to the tennis and playing the tennis and collecting the balls as you used to do. So, and the way you taught us the literature is a great thing, the River Between, and many things you have taught us. So we are proud to be a student. You have mentored us to this level, to the fact that maybe we are still provide some form of leadership in the region. So thank you very much. But one thing I want to confess is I haven't met you since 1977. But there's one confession that I have to make when I watched your signature. And I still remember your signature very well. But I was still, I didn't have school fees. We came from relatively good family, but very large family. And we didn't have school fees, many of us. Many could be paid,
but we were large. We were brought up in a very big, large boma. And the Mzee who brought us up, Mzee Abbas, Allah Naharista. Abdurrahman Abbas, you know him. His father was my uncle, and many others. I'm the uncle of Guinea. So we were brought up in a big boma, and the Wazirs could not be able to pay the school fees then. Maybe they volunteered 2 or 3, they could be able to do. Then Alalina Tonelli was in the Catholic Center, and she was paying for school fees. She was relatively supporting children with relatively less endowed. So, and we did the mock. The mock then, we did a very good mock, and I had a Division 1 in the mock, very good result. But you knew I was not able to get bursary for that matter, because relatively at the back of it, everybody knew somehow I'm coming from a family that can be able to pay for it. But in the end, there are certain issues maybe it was difficult to reflect on. So I attached the result slip and requested for bursary and vote your signature. Up to today, I remember your voice. And I went with it one late afternoon to Alalina Tonelli and walked to her place in the office and gave her the result slip with your recommendation of your signature. And she gave me 450 shillings, the entire, a whole year. The school fees then was 450. And she paid for it, and the fact that I watched your signature. So I think PN in Ndirangu, it was very clear and very easy to do it. JG in Ndirangu, it was very easy to do it, and I watched. So please forgive me. And that is the conversion to make, but it helped me to go through the entire year of 77. Yes, so that is one thing. But the other thing that when I reflected later is how you used to appoint. Yes, this man also knows the thing. So we knew your signature very well. But one thing that also, when I reflected much later, is how you appoint your prefects. How you were able to identify. You never used to talk. You are very quiet. But how you used to identify your prefect is one thing I still admire up to today. How you appointed Yasin to be the dining hall prefect. And he used to bring food from, and the sick bay. You are the one who constructed the sick bay. The others were there, but you constructed the sick bay later to cater for the sick students. But in the end, it didn't have to be a sick bay. It became where Yasin, who was the dining hall prefect, could be able to bring food. And we used to go to his place and get the food from there. So basically, that is one achievement you have done. But one other thing is, during your tenure, relatively Form 1, Form 2, we didn't have good teachers. But there was certainly in Form 3, very good teachers came. Waritere, who taught us biology, Sambodi Mangu, Boniface Muimi, and Suma. Very good teachers came and really assisted us to at least Form 3 and Form 4, so that we could be able to make. I think you must have requested for staffing improvement in the school. So those are the things that really made us really shine in our Form 4 and go to higher places for study. So thank you very much. You have nurtured us. You have done greatly. It's not a mean feat for you to bring your daughter and the small baby then, and your wife, to come to Wajir when the roads were difficult. Coming with your family, you could still come alone, but you chose to come with your family. So we have not taken it for granted. So thank you very much. We are pleased to see you after 51 years. Thank you very much. Thank
you. Alhamdulillah. 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 Rabba. Thumma alhamdulillah. My name's Noor Hussein. I am in the class of 74, 77. I just want to thank everybody who has made this occasion successful.
I am just arriving from the airport, straight. And this morning I had breakfast in Kismayo. So I left at 8 o'clock just to come to this occasion. I did not have the opportunity and the permission, so I have a ticket back tomorrow morning again. So purposely I came for that. I am working on a water supply project in Kismayo as the team leader for a team of about 20 people. And we're doing a lot of work there in Somalia at the moment. Having said that, Mwalimu, when we are doing work, we are measuring things by indicators. Your success as an indicator is the number of people who have come here. Tells itself what kind of foundation you have laid, what kind of successes you have made. This is the measurable indicator. There were a lot of other teachers who have come before you and after you, who have not had the opportunity or privilege to witness the trees they have planted grow and nurture to this level. We are beyond our 60s and we can still remember you. That itself is a good indication and a good indicator of the kind of foundation you have laid all the years. We will cherish, will nurture, will remember the foundations you have laid in us. And this is what has made us what we are today. We are working all along the globe. And we have not forgotten you. And this is why this occasion has been made to your honor. For the rest of my colleagues, I'm sure I greet you all. Thank you very much. I have not been part of the team because I was out and I was in remote areas sometimes, guarded by soldiers or guarded by militiamen. So sometimes you don't have any kind of network. And so I really apologize for not having done that. For Judy, we remember you. We remember you a lot. And the first day the Mwalimu came to Wajir, I asked him, is Judy alive? And can we see her? You are as pretty as you are then. Welcome to you and the family and the mama. I just want to say one word more. Mwalimu was a very good English teacher. I remember the first lesson when I came to Form 1. And part of the literature was mind-giggling words, yeah? So the Mwalimu one day said, I want somebody. That was the first lesson of literature I attended. He said, I want you to mention a word that you sit on. And when you remove the first letter, it sits on you. And when you remove the second letter, it goes everywhere. That's what he told us. And everybody was trying. And he said, something that you sit on, and you remove the first letter, and it sits on you. And you remove the second letter, and it goes everywhere. And that was a chair. Yeah? That was the first lesson I got. And I can still remember 54 years. Then the second joke was the Mwalimu one day removed 100 shillings and threw into the toilet bucket and asked everybody to go and remove it. And nobody was ready to remove it. So he called Abdi Machine to go and remove it, wash it, and go and buy a packet of sweets. And Abdi came back with the sweets. We never knew. The story ended there. Nobody wanted to remove the 100 shilling from the bucket. But when the Mwalimu brought the sweets, everybody was fighting for it. Then he just told us, money can go into dirty places, but the end result is always sweet. Yeah? So, Mwalimu, welcome again. I have worked in Nyahururu as a district water engineer, so I can remember very well the areas of Sufiri, Kinamba, Mohotetu, Olmorani, Karadi, Marmanet, all those areas. I have laid pipelines and gone all these areas. So I wish I knew where you are somewhere. I would have come and interacted with you then. But nonetheless, welcome back. The fact that I am able to leave my work, fly all the way, and go back clearly indicates to you the value you have on our hearts. Thank you.
I would like to recognize the presence of Engineer Mohammed Awer and retired Colonel Daoud Karibuni. This side. Anybody? Okay. One thing I want to mention, you guys, folks, today I'm happy at the same time sad. I'm happy because I met a colleague. I worked with her in IIM for 6 years. But I'm sad because I didn't know that she was the daughter of Mr. Ndirangu until this morning. Can you believe your friends worked together for 6 years and I didn't know? Can you stand up so that people can see you? And I know you'll be introduced officially by your father, but that's the lady I work with her in IIM.
Assalamu alaikum. Mine will be very brief. One of the phrases I had from Mwalimu, as was said, we were the last class that were interacting with him just for 1 year in 1977. If I'm not wrong, he used to say, when all is said and done. I don't know. Do you remember that? The second thing, which is personal to me, is that when I was coming to Form 1, I was from a humble background, and my parents sold a cow for 200 shillings and a few goats to pay the fees. The fees at the time was 690. So the little that we got from the sale of the cow and the few goats could buy second-hand uniform and the fees for the first term. I didn't know, I didn't talk to Mwalimu. We continued second term, third term, and somehow the difficulty was there. I didn't talk to him. Nobody talked to him. My parents were in the bush, Tarbach. But somehow he realized the issue that was there. And he added me to a list who were going to be sponsored by Jomo Kenyatta Foundation. And that is how I got a scholarship through the 4 years. And the little fee that I paid in the first year was refunded to me because JKFF paid the full fees for the 4 years. So I thank him for that. Without talking to him, without anybody coercing him, he had the feeling of the difficulty that was there, and that is what he did. Thank you very much, Mwalimu. We appreciate it.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. We continue now. We go to the next item, agenda item. The next agenda item, I'll call upon Engineer Muhammad Ali Farah, Ali Ben, a consultant, is going to talk a few attributes of the guest of honor and then invite the guest of honor to give his speech. That's the time we're going to know about the family of the guest of honor. He's going to introduce his family, inshallah. Karibu, Engineer.
Is this one okay? Good morning, everybody. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Today I'm able to see so many friends, schoolmates, whom we have not met for a very long time. I have a very brief speech. Am I audible? Okay, now? Good, good, good. So, this is really a small 5-minute tribute speech in honor of our principal. Was he called principal or headmaster?
headmaster of Wajir Secondary School. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed alumni, special guests, and most importantly, Mr. J. G. Ndirangu and his family. Assalamu alaikum. Hamujambo. Murega. Salamu kadze. Thank you. Oyimore. All these are greetings of people Mr. Ndirangu taught across this country. I wouldn't say Suba, there was no Maasai there. Chamgay, I think was not there also. Let me see. Now, today we gather here with great pride and admiration to celebrate a man who not only led Wajir Secondary School from 1974 to 77, but transformed it into a beacon of academic and cultural excellence. Mr. Ndirangu, I would have gone on and on, but I just shortened it. To many of his international and regional leaders and global citizens of good standing, each one carrying the spark he ignited. Today, we salute not only a brilliant educator, but a nation builder. Mwalimu Ndirangu, you turned a school in the semi-arid northern Kenyan region into a center of excellence, an institution of pride, a foundation for hundreds of lives for years to come. You taught us that excellence is not tied to geography. It is a product of vision, effort, and belief. You treated every student as a scholar, every teacher as a colleague, and every challenge as an opportunity. You led with dignity and humility, never seeking the spotlight of recognition, but always deserving it. One of the things we remember most is how you introduced a special meal. It was not only uji, but he also introduced something called githeri to our school menu. Although it was initially met with resistance from the students, it eventually became a beloved delicacy that remains a staple in the school to this day. This morning, we are honored to have you with us, not as a memory, but as living legacy. We present this tribute not merely as a formality, but as a heartfelt appreciation of gratitude from all those whose lives you touched. I'm certain that whatever you are, wherever you are on this planet, they will always not forget Mwalimu Ndirangu. Thank you, Mr. Ndirangu, for your wisdom, for your service, and unwavering commitment to the youth of Kenya. May you continue to inspire, mentor, and guide us as you can, even in your retirement age. I'm told you are still running a school, so you have not yet retired. From all of us of Wajir Secondary School alumni, we say asante sana na ubarikiwe daima. With honor and love, Wajir Secondary School alumni. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Yes, I'm given the honor and the privilege to welcome none other than Mwalimu Ndirangu to the dais to address. So can we stand up tutaweka ile makofi ile ya zamani ile wa. Yeah, yes. Mwalimu, karibu. Kwa hati yako. Asante sana. Thank you. God bless you. Karibu sana mwalimu.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, salam alaikum. Let me take this opportunity first to introduce my family. I think I'll start with their mother, whom many of you, of course, have met, all of you. And then we have Judy, who was also with me in Northeastern. Then, after Jude, there is Joki, Eva, and Eva is Mrs. Peter Ashira. Now, the third one is not here. She is married somewhere in Oxford, and she has a daughter named Nyambura, like her mother. And I'm advised that they say they talk and greet you and say their names.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm Grace Gidowari Ndirangu. I'm the wife. Oh, sorry. When Mr. Ndirangu was in Wajir Secondary, I was in Wajir Primary School for those years, 94 to 77.
Hello everyone. I'm the Judy that that everyone has been asking about. I thank God that He's kept us alive all these years, And I'm just happy and amazed at the way some of you are saying they've not met for 50 years. And even met your head teacher. I'm proud to say that I'm an alumni of Wajir Primary School. So that is where I started my class 1 in 1975, class 1, 2, and 3. So when my classmates organize for an alumni, I will be there. So one thing that I have recalled is that I love the Somalis, and I didn't know why I connect with them. My sister Njoki can attest to that. There's a time we used to live in Nairobi West, and we used to live in a flat, and we had a lot of Somalis who are our neighbors. And we used to bond, you know. So through the years, I have had that connection. Now it's the time the answer has. This is the time I'm seeing, oh, no wonder. It's because when I was young, I was amongst the Somali community. You're very special to me. You're loving people. That is what I can say about you. You have big hearts. You are warm. You're kind. And that's why I feel I connect with you. With me is my daughter here. She's Nyambura. She's she just cleared her university. And shortly before I finish, is that one of the memories I have about Wajir is that I can see the white sand. It was vast white sand. That is what I recall in my mind. And apart from that, whenever it rained, the environment transformed. It just turned green again, you know? There used to be that small seed of grass that used to germinate when it rains. That I remember very well. I remember the taste of anjera that was fermented. Those women, as we used to cross to go to school with my mom, she was my teacher, we could cross through a certain, I wish I could go back to Wajir, a certain quarter, would cross there, and there were Somali women cooking anjera. And that anjera used to be sour, and I think you used to sprinkle some sugar on it. Yes, that I remember. That I remember very well. And then I also remember the jets, those army jets, the shifters and the jets. You know, I didn't understand why. And the sound of those jets just zooming across that storied house, you know, the head teacher's, headmaster's storied house, used to scare me as a small girl. So what I used to do is to run upstairs, I opened the shower water so that now the sound is not so much on my ears, you know. That I remember very well. And I remember also the camels and a place we used to go for public holidays, celebrations. That I also remember very well. Yeah? Yeah, I remember that used to take us there. And there also used to be. So another thing that I have a mark to remember Wajir, when my mom went to deliver our third born, who is not here with us, in 1976, we were left with Dad to take care of us. And Dad used to go somewhere in the evenings. Some of you know that. The happy, even now he's still the same Dad, you know, who loves fun and just very social. So he went to his social joint. And me being the firstborn and the cheeky one, I used to slide on the stairway from up, and I would slide, you know, just all the way down. So I don't know what happened. I slipped and I fell, and my chin hit the floor, and I got a cut. So he was called from wherever he was, or he came and he took me to hospital. But after he had taken me to hospital, he told me, "Can you go back and demonstrate to me how it happened?" So I had to do that. So I have a mark here. I was stitched. That is a reminder of Wajir Secondary. Thank you so much for honoring Dad. The last time when they came to Wajir, in every conversation, they could say, "Hey, you were treated so well by those old students." Mom would talk about it in a phone call. Dad would repeat the same. You talk to them the following day. Hey, and you know what they did? We went by air. You know when we were there, they were holding our hands. And we could listen over and over again. So what I would say is that I'm sure even now, once it's just getting into them. When we are out there, that is all they'll be telling us. Did you see how those people are loving? Did you see how those people honored us? Did you see how those students just, So you're very special to them. Thank you for honoring them. We appreciate as a family. You have done a great thing, and God bless you all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eva. They call me Njoki. I was also in Wajir. But I was there, we came when I was only 2 years old, and I actually started school in Wajir. So Wajir is important to me because that's why I went to nursery school. I have a little memory of the place. One of the things I remember is our white house. I remember our house was white, and it had a flat roof where we would go and just be able to see even the school. That I remember. I also remember the toilet bucket. Our children, I'm sure they would not even visualize what that means. But I remember somebody used to come and remove the bucket. Yeah, that I remember very well. I also remember the name of our nanny, our house help. She was Zainab. And then I remember one incident. I was seated outside the house, just relaxing as a 5-year-old child, and there was a madman called Sharif. And he passed by, and he scared me, and I really cried. So what I did is I lied to my dad that he had hit me or something, because I was just scared, but I wanted to show him how serious it was. So I said he beat me up or something. But I remember that Sharif. Yeah, so those are the memories I have of Wajir. And then one more thing, I have worked with the Somalis for 17 years. And I worked for one organization called Joint Voluntary Agency, JVA, for 7 years. And then I joined IOM, where I worked with Kasim. I worked there for 12 years, but Kasim left after 6 years. So I have worked with the Somali community. I have worked with you people. You have been my colleagues. You have been my clients, and I have enjoyed the many years I've worked with you people, with the Somalis. So for me, being in such an environment is not so new because I have been around the Somalis for the longest time. And I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much again for honoring all of us and for honoring Dad and Mom. And I will introduce my family. This is my husband and our 3 children. So I will ask my husband just to say hello to you.
Hello, good morning. It is afternoon already. That's how time flies. We are refreshed. Thank you so much for honoring Dad. We are refreshed with your kind words. I was not in Wajir. But I am a beneficiary of Wajir products. Yeah, thank you so much. The words, we've listened to you, and the kind words you have spoken over Dad. This is who he is. Since I came into this family 18 years ago, we've had this over and over from other places that he has been also. Dad hasn't changed, has been the same consistently. And I have my children here that I am raising up, and sometimes, in the way of life, your resources are not enough. And I go to God and I tell God, if not on my account of kindness, just on Dad's account of kindness, provide in time. So I am very happy and blessed to hear that account from each one of you. Thank you so much. We are happy and blessed.
Hi, everyone. I am Wanjiro.
I think we met with most of you last time at Bomas. Yes, I am. Oh, you can't hear me? Sorry, I was saying we met with most of you last time at Bomas, and we thought that was the end. We were happy, and I can tell you this is a dream come true for my mom, dad, and my two sisters who are here. They talk about Wajir. Even when I heard there is a trip in Wajir, I told them, you guys go. I can't relate, you know, but them, about what they are talking about, the rains, the shifters, the trucks they used to use, the camels, yeah, they have so much passion. And for you people to have done all this and much more that you have done, they can never repay you. So on behalf of the family, as each one of us said, may God truly, truly bless you. May hapo mmetoa kwa hizo mifuko, may God do much more for you that you'll never know what happened, but because you're generous enough and you blessed our parents back. Thank you. Asante.
Mahasanit.
Thank you very much for this occasion. And I must say I have a problem in really trying to thank you for what I see in front of me. Now, one of the things I've liked is that those who have talked have really analyzed me the way I am. And I have no doubt that you studied me very well when I was your headmaster. And I'm happy that you are satisfied that I was, let me use this word, caring. Because if there is anything that bothers me, it's how I relate with other people. I quote this, and I've quoted it many times today, what the Catholic Pope said, that in life we really try to do things to make ourselves happy. And that is definitely what we mostly try to do. And even a small child tries to feel happy in whatever environment that he is. And it is by nature that we have been born selfish. I give an example of a small child. You give a banana, and when you ask that child to share it with you, that child will not share it. And I was telling other people, those people who don't know how to share, who are selfish, it is because they are still childish. There is childishness in them. They have not outgrown that. So when you feel that you have that nature of wanting to share, it is because you have matured enough and you have left the childishness behind you. So what the Pope said is, much as we always try to do things to make ourselves happy and comfortable, that is not the real happiness. The real happiness is when you are happy because you see somebody you have pleased, you have done good to, being happy. So there are two types of happiness. One type is the selfish type, like the child happiness, where the child is happy with a banana, but will not let go. And very many people have that childishness, where they will want to have everything and never, ever try to share. But the real happiness is when you are happy because you have made somebody else happy. That is real happiness. Now, I put that you have matured so much because, in fact, I'm saying you as a society because you like sharing. You as a community, the way I have come to understand, you like sharing. You have a community instinct that joins you. In fact, even your religion is such that your child or all of you must be Muslims. You want to be together. You are a community, sort of, you have that community mentality that where you have to share things and you would not be comfortable, excuse me, until the other one is happy. So I think that is the nature you have, which is not unlike many other communities. That even during the celebrations, you are not comfortable if you are celebrating here and your neighbor is not celebrating. And that is what I'm trying to say. That is the maturity you people have. And let me say, even the whole world knows that you are a very successful community, especially business-wise, because of being community-based, because of wanting to share with your other people. So I would like to congratulate you for that attitude that you have where you care about other people. And I'm saying, even religiously, you are to me above others. Because the others will just talk. The others will just talk, but in action, there's very little in real action. I hope, I'm sure you noticed that, and probably, anyway. So I have a lot of honor, a lot of respect for you Muslims, and I have said that is why you succeed as a community more than the others. And you know what really matters in life is that you feel that you are not just alone, that you have people, and that you are not isolated. In fact, inside yourselves, you are very healthy. Because even if you see these people with big properties, big cars, big what, here, there is something lacking. Yourself, that way you are actually living, because you don't so much rely on having things, on making yourself happy, but you are happy when everybody else around you is happy. So that's how I started defining the word happiness. That happiness you derive when the others around you are happy. That is the real happiness, as opposed to this other one where other communities think as long as they have, that they are happy. They may think they are happy, probably you from far, you may think they are happy, but they are not as happy as you people who derive happiness by making other people happy. These others, they may look happy, but here, they never sleep. Because there is something, in spite of what they have, since they are not sharing, they are not settled. So I'm trying to say that you are people who have demonstrated that you have love, and the real love, because you think of others first, and you think of that you cannot be happy unless everybody else around you is happy. Of course, you're also hardworking. I liked somebody there who talked about, and even others have said that, the fact that we came to Wajir when it wasn't as peaceful. And I came with my people. And I never, actually even inside myself, I never thought I was in a dangerous place. First of all, it is you people who made me feel comfortable. Because if you were not friendly, then I would be suspicious that I'm with people. Inside my head, I would be thinking I'm surrounded by shifters. So I liked it when some of you, those who talked, said I didn't seem like I am uncomfortable in that area because I trusted you people. And I trusted I'm in the right place with the right people. And you proved that. That is why I was able to perform the way you are describing. So you are part of the reason why I performed the way I performed. And I must say that I am still an English teacher. And when I listen to all of you speak and talk in English, I can see you are there. And I'm serious. Probably I may say the only one person who made, out of all of you, only one person who made a mistake of saying my names. It's my name. So I was keen to the detail, and I think you all really performed well, which made me very, very proud because I was your teacher, and you know even when you can express yourself, and that's why you have progressed so well, that's why you got all the promotions to the levels you are, because when I hear who you are, then I can see you have been very, very successful people. And of course, like I'm saying, that makes me feel very successful. And I'm sure part of your success came because you could express yourself. If you could not, then probably you would not have achieved those levels of promotions. So I'm very proud of you. So you are hardworking and you are not selfish. And that is why you have achieved what you have achieved. But I like the person who tried to say there have been too many schools. It's like he knew that neither of them has responded the way you did. And that's why I'm saying it is you who made me perform the way I did because of your reception. And of course, I accepted that you are people, in fact, without any flattering, you are very intelligent people. That's what I kept saying. And so, I'm happy that you have done this because you are not selfish and you like other people and you have accommodated us, and I'm saying that is part of the reason why you have succeeded so well. I'm saying this is you as a community. Now, probably the next school I can remember is where I retired. That's the one in Nyahururu called Durumo. It was a very senior school, provincial, bigger, much bigger, with A levels during my time. It was exactly 10 years after the 74 I was in Wajir, because I came there in 94. 84 up to 90. And now here I'm saying the community was not like you. I may have done as much, but they are not as rewarding as you seem to be. And that is the difference I'm trying to say there is for you as a community. And I'm saying that's why you are that successful. Even the world knows. I read somewhere, I had a post somewhere online where you are said to be one of the most enterprising communities. And I'm saying the reason is that you are not selfish. The reason is because you care about other people. And I think I'm very, very happy to have been associated with you. So that school where I retired, they have come, but not in numbers. When you have the engineer coming all the way from, you said Kisimayu, that sort of thing. For them, the last lot that came, because they come, there were only about 10 people, and they were not really coming from very far, and they brought me this coat. But it's better than nothing. And one other student from the same Durumo invited me about 2 weeks ago in Kilifi. She is a teacher from Nyahururu, but teaches at Gilgil, Koerel, and she got a husband who is a general. Dr. Elmi knows the general. And we were there for about 3-4 nights from courtesy of that from a student. So I'm not saying they don't, but what is interesting is the way you have come. And then, of course, there was a day we were uplifted to Wajir. And I must say thank you to Captain Unchul Hussein, because he was very kind to me and to us. And I hope, Nuria, you remember to say thank you to the captain. I am saying I would definitely lack enough words to thank all of you, especially because even chairs are not enough. I have seen somebody is trying to bring chairs because people are still on the way. I know maybe others are held on because of the traffic, but let me say, you are going to be a very blessed community of Wajir, and I also feel very blessed because of being associated with you. And in fact, don't underestimate that love you have for me. Probably is the one that keeps me straight instead of. I should not say probably, I should say it's the one, because people who are 85 like I am, they have walking sticks. So I must thank all of you for what you have done to me to make me feel wanted. Probably if I hadn't felt wanted, I would have gone out of this world. But the good Lord has kept me so that I can see a day like this when I am among people who love me and of course also love other people, and they are blessed people. Thank you very much.
Okay. We're almost coming to the end of the program, and we are coming to the crucial part of the program. I would like to invite Sister Nuria and Maim Ali to come over here. Sister Nuria and Ali, Mal Ali. Kujone mbele hapa.
Mwalimu, sasa tunataka kupeleka wewe mahali you started. We want to give you, to make you, if you have taught these people, sasa umefika kiwango ya kuwa mzee ya jamii ya Wasomali. Your behavior and your culture ilikuwa ya udhamaki ile kubwa sana wakati ulikuwa Wajir. We want to dress you. I have never done this for any other person before. Now I'm going to do it for you. I am privileged and I am happy. Hii ni Kikuyu special ya wazee.
Okay. Kofito. Yes, yes, yes. Ngoja. Oh, now it's good. It's good now. Come on, Dave. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Hawezi kuwa na set moja. Hii kichafuka, tunampatia ingine ya kubadilisha nayo. Amin. Hii kichafuka, tunabadilisha na hiyo, na yake pia ndio hii. Haya.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. Okay, hello. Hello. Get seated, please. Hello. Okay, I would like to. Mheshimiwa Farisa. Please get seated.
You guys who came now, can you sit down? We have order here.
Okay, guys. Folks, we're good. Okay, I'm also recognizing the presence. Order, please. Order, please. I'm recognizing the presence of Ambassador Bakar Ogle and Jibril Ogle. Karibuni. Though you came late, eh? Okay, now I'll call over Dr. Abdullahi Ali, former governor, former senator, and currently the chairman of Kemri. Karibu. There's another function coming up.
I was supposed to present something. I was not supposed to talk, so I say something first. I have nothing much to say because, I remember Mwalimu only for the first 1 year. I was a Form 1 when he left us, so that's why I decided not to say. And the word I wanted to say, my colleague, Amar Qasim, engineer, already said it, because that's the only thing I remember. Because all Fridays, as Form 1s, we were very eager to go and listen to our headmaster talking. Because every Friday we used to have, what do you call it? It was Friday meeting, assembly, yes, the assembly, in front of the office there. And whenever he comes, and the word he always used to say was that when all is said and done, and we used to look at him like this, what is this now? Because he was not the one, he was not teaching us literature. We were being taught by another guy from Coast. He was from Fedi. Fedi was the one who was teaching us literature and English. So for months we didn't have that privilege. But we used to come and we are very eager to listen to all his Friday lectures, the summons. So, but when we see what everybody else is saying here, we are overwhelmed. Walimu, asante sana kwa kila kitu umefanyia watu ya Wajir na watu ya Northeastern. So, in appreciation, what we want to do is, Mwalimu, if you don't mind, please, usimame. We want to present you with a plaque. These are the acacia trees, the Qur'as of Wajir, which is very common for the youngsters who have never been to Wajir. These trees are very common. I'm sure Judy knows that. These are the camel with a child on top. Okay. And mama akipeleka ngamia na mtoto. Hii ngamia ikiwa namna hii, mistari ya watu wanahama. The whole household is on top there, but at the time. So, walimu, karibu sana. And we wish you all the best. Thank you. And we are happy and grateful to receive you and Mama and the whole team here today. Thank you very much.
Mwalimu, this packet, we have done the emotional talk, we have done the art and whatever. This is spiritual message ya Kiislamu for you and your family. You can go and study. There is a flash disk, there is a CD, there is the Quran. We give it to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mwalimu, this gentleman and lady who are here, who we have seen growing from a tender stage of 14 years old, as I said this morning, up to over 60 years, said plague and Kitabu Qurani in your clothes will not be enough for Mwalimu Ndirangu. So the small token that they're going to give you. So please, I want to hand over this. This is the collection we collected from them. Ni pesa kidogo, lakini this is a small token.
Now, I must say I'm grateful for everything. And like I said, you have proved to be very generous. And incidentally, let me put it this way, that you have matured. I said that if you don't share, then it shows that you have got some childishness. But now that you know how to share, it means that you have matured and that you will be blessed people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Asante sana. You can have a seat. Okay, with that, I would like to, first of all, thank our friend, Captain Hussein Onshur, who has been the architect of the whole thing. I know if he was here today, he would not have liked for his name to be mentioned. But as our religion tells us, if somebody does a good thing, it's good to mention so that other people can also emulate what the other person has done. So Onshur has been very supportive. Even 60th anniversary, you can remember the flight, the plane, the 60-seater plane. He's the one who gave out. The bus which was there at the school worth 15 million. He paid 10 million. I'm sure he also did not like his name to be mentioned. Yes. 1 minute. Okay, I will give you. Lord, we're almost coming to an end. We're coming to an end. Anyway, I also like to thank the organizing committee. I would like them to stand up, please. There are 4 of them. They know themselves. Ma'alimu Ali, Engineer Muhammad Ali Ben, and Nouria. They are the ones who did all this behind the scenes. I thank them for that. Before I give, okay, I'll give 1 minute. Before I call Professor Mohammed Yusuf for the vote of thanks, and then the final prayer by our elder, Sayyid Al-Ilmi. But let me just give you 1 minute. Oh, your 1 minute is gone. Your 1 minute is gone. Ambassador Abukar. Mwalimu, this guy, Mwalimu, just to give you a story about this guy was very good in English, let me tell you. And later, because he was a writer, he was a reporter that started Mars. What happened when you were Form 3? He was Form 1. So the English teacher who was teaching us brought a sample of his essay to us as a Form 3. This is how good this guy was. Later he became a reporter, started Anyway, karibu. 1 minute.
Just 1 minute. Asante sana. First and foremost, my apologies for coming late. I was held up in some traffic somewhere. I really wanted to be here in good time. Well, Mwalimu, what I remember so much about Mwalimu Ndirangu, I was Form 1. He came to the class one morning. He picked a shilling, and he said, "Can you see this shilling?" He put it on his palm that way. And he said, "Just look at it. I will make sure this thing comes out of my mouth. I will perform some bit of a miracle." Now, we were all craning necks from the back all over. We just all came around that place. And then when we all came, he just stopped. He said, "I have hypnotized you." That was the meaning of that word. You know, that was how practical in English Mwalimu Ndirangu was in English. And I took a lot of interest in the language. I became a trader in the language, as he was just telling you. I became a reporter much later. And one other thing I remember so much about you, Mwalimu, is your passion in which you were teaching literature, English literature. I remember, you know, Ndirangu coming to class with a swagger and always having his packet of cigarettes. And but, and the way you were so passionate about, say, the river between James Ngugi, and you will just hold the textbook on your chest that way. And, you know, perhaps because you were Kikuyu, maybe, and you knew what he was talking about, you know, you said that thing with a lot of passion. And much later, as a young reporter, I was able to interview Ngugi wa Thiong'o myself. And when I sat before him, I told him, the first thing I told him is, I was taught so much about you by my Mwalimu called James Ndirangu. And we're really grateful for so much passion and so much interest you have shown in our education and your English. Thank you very much. Thank you, pleasure.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Who's the lecturer?
I think there is one thing I think we have not thought about. After this, I would expect that you open a WhatsApp group so that we can be linking. I would like to state somewhere to all of you that I'm happy because of meeting you. So if that is possible, and I don't see why it is not possible, that is the sort of thing that will keep you in touch all through. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mwalimu. Okay, I would like to invite Professor Mohammed Yusuf. You know, this morning I said, if I mention everybody's title in front of us, we should be here the whole day. Mwalimu. Okay. Mohammed Yusuf. Mohammed Yusuf will move vote of thanks. He's the first chancellor. You guys are interrupting a lot, eh? Okay, no problem. Feel free with the Mwalimu. Anyway, okay, Mwalimu, Professor Mohammed Yusuf is the first chancellor from Northern Kenya, and has got also a college now in Wajir. By the way, the vice chancellor of the current Garissa University is also from this cohort, 75 to 78 cohorts, right? Gashina. So, Karibu, Professor, welcome, and give vote of thanks. After the vote of thanks, we're going to have the final prayers given by our elder brother, Said Al-Ilmi, and then there'll be a group photo. Please don't leave. After the group photo, we shall go for lunch. If you want to go for prayers, there's a prayers, as I said this morning, down. We shall go and pray and then come back for lunch. But don't go without group photo and the lunch and whatever. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum again. I think it is my single honor to appreciate all of you. Mwalimu, as we have all said, has done an inimitable, is it? You cannot remove the ink. What he has done in Wajir is in such a way that he has brought us together here. As we have said, 40, 50 years down the line, some of our friends and brothers here, we have never had an opportunity, despite coming from everywhere. So I think the greatest thank goes to him. Because if he did not do that splendid job in Wajir High School, we will not have gotten this opportunity. As it has been said, there are many headmasters, there are many principals who have come after him. But that mark, which cannot be erased, was done by him. And Mwalimu, we are extremely grateful. And they say behind every successful man, there is who? A woman. And that is what the Mwalimu is. For the children of Ndirangu, I think Mwalimu Ndirangu is our father. We also feel we are related with you wherever you are. Mondo wa mushie. So, as the Kikuyu say, do hari ya ikaguo, tiho iguwaga. Do hari ya ikaguo, tiho iguwaga. It's a Kikuyu proverb that says, wherever you are going to be thrown to, it's only God who knows. And I think life has been very kind to this cohort. They have been thrown to very nice places. All these people here, if they mention their successes in life, Mwalimu will not only be very proud, but he may become very emotional. So having said that, I think these people, particularly the organizing committee, who did a wonderful job in organizing these people, and our brother Hussein Unshur, who also helped in augmenting the little we have raised. We said we are not going to mention the amount, but he will know it, and when he reaches home, he will be able to open, and I am sure he's going to appreciate. But finally, this is not the end of the beginning. This is the beginning of the year. We have just started this relationship. And Mwalimu, anytime that you have an issue, we are your children. You can always contact any of us here, and we will be able to support. Because you see, as you grow older, there are problems of health, there are problems of retirement. You know, retirement has also its difficulties. Fortunately, most of this group here, other than your children, are either retired or about to be retired. They are tired. So, my friend Abdurrashid Salat, His Excellency now, is going to Indonesia as the ambassador representing Kenya. And he has promised that he is going to supply the Kikoi continuously. All the Kikoi will be coming from Indonesia. This Ngoya, yes. And we hope he will keep his word. I think there is nothing really much to add. I want to thank everybody who has come here. Mukhtar Jaluo came from Wajir, and many others who have my brother Ghudu. He's called, his nickname is Squirrel. Engineer Hussein, the guy who came from, and all of us here have nicknames, including that one of mine. I'm also called Nyanyura, which means the cat. So I think we are great. Maybe one time we'll have an opportunity to visit Mwalimu and his family at their area of residence. Yeye akitaka kuja Wajir, he is most welcome. You can call anybody here and we will give you free accommodation and chakula. Paka skule utatoka we mwenye. So finally, we say in Kikuyu, tuhoya ngai. Ngai mwadhania. Arogoshuo. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Engineer Habub, I think your dream has been answered. Because one time you were saying that you would love to have a gathering where you're going to have a storytelling, and I think today we have made it. Eh? Okay. And with that, I'll call upon Mr. Saeed Al-Ilmi, also known as Saeed Al-Salat, to come over here and give us the final prayers. Then from there, we shall close the meeting and then go for lunch and the group photo. Professor?
Which is for the benefit of our communities. Me and the Mwalimu are Kikuyu clan. and the rest of you are the Somali clan. The politics of today has created a system where Wamunyoro versus Somali, which I think does not exist with the common people like ourselves. True or false? True. The Somali community has no problem with the Agikuyu community. And the Agikuyu community has no problem now with the Somali community. So those ones who are appropriating this are essentially politicians for their own benefit. So as we want to assure Mwalimu, wherever you go, we have no problem with the Kikuyus. Kikuyus have no problem with us. In fact, we are Siami twins. Siami twins in terms of economics. All these houses that Somalis trade in belong to the Kikuyus. And the Kikuyus, the money we provide is that makes them buy Mugunda and everything else. So in essence, that is our relationship. And our relationship is for eternity until Christo will come. Now the other one is Peace University. I think I forgot as a chancellor, the former chancellor of a public university, it will be wrong for me not to have promoted this concept of Peace University which is propagated by my sister. Fortunately for her, we have already started the Nuria College, which is an affiliated college with Rongo University and Garissa. We are offering up to degree level so that people of Wajir can further their education without necessarily going to the prominent towns in Nairobi, going to Eldoret, going to Nakuru. Everything is now available. And this is fortunately, Mwalimu has been to Nuria College. In fact, not only been Nuria College, we drove him in the bus of Nuria College up to Nuria College. So in essence, for those of us here, tafadhal, see how you can help this university. And then Nuria has also written a book by the what is the title? Faith. Yeah. Forced by faith and driven by. So those I think most of us can afford this book. In order to promote her, I have bought mine. So Engineer Godo and the team, let the pesa hapa. Asanteni. Pesa ni 1,500. It's not even a kilo of kangeta in town.
I have been asked, first of all, my name is Saeed Ali Ilmi. I came to Wajir Secondary School, or left Wajir Secondary School before Mwalimu Ndirangu. You know, we are the people who first joined and opened Wajir Secondary School. The lot of people close to Ma'alim Ibrahim, Mungu Amrahimu. We are here now today celebrating and honoring Mwalimu Ndirangu and his family for the role he played in education in northern Kenya. Now, Wajir Secondary School is a pioneer school, and it has produced, or the products of Wajir Secondary School have, had a leadership role in Kenya, in the region. For those of us who travel, the impact and the footprints of the products of Wajir Secondary School is really amazing. Wherever you go, you will find students who came out of that school. This is very satisfying and very thrilling. Now, my message to Wajir Secondary School and those who are now in the leadership role in that school is to maintain that pioneering spirit and that leadership role and maintain the standards. Finally, I would like us to take each other's address and contacts, like Mwalimu said, so that we can maintain the contacts during hard times and good times. Because, you know, life has all these, you know, things which they throw at us. We share the good and we share the hard times. The only way we can do that is by establishing contacts. My belief is, I think I'm among the oldest people here, I'm over 70. My belief is that you only retire when you die. You know? You always have a role, you know, and this is our culture. The African culture is, you know, we are not individualistic. We are a people who share everything. Even when you die, people still pray for you. So I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity. I have been missing events like this before, and I decided to come, although this is the younger generation as far as I'm concerned, because I wanted to say these few words. God bless all of you. Thank you very much. I was supposed to pray for you people, or pray for us all. May Allah bless this gathering. May He forgive us for our sins and shortcomings. May He bless our children and offsprings. And may He give peace to our land. And what did you say? May He give peace to our land. You said, our nation, yes. You know, when I'm being corrected as an old man, because I'm old, I'm more open to being corrected than the younger ones. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Okay, that is the end of our program, but the only thing left is group photo, please. Let's go out, whatever convenient. Yes. 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 Inshallah. Okay, group photo and then lunch. We can, by the way, وقت صلاة وان جوجنا وقت في عن جوجنا وقت في أنا كبحنا photo قبل لا then صلاة أنا نقطة. Let's go outside. We shall tell us. من تميا بس بنانك. وين أنت؟ محمد.